Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. Today we're going to talk about going from overwhelmed to action and 10 simple steps to get started. So here we go. Number 1, take a deep breath and give yourself a pep talk. You've got this. You are a powerhouse who can jam out whatever needs to be done. So just get going. Number 2, declutter. Get everything away from your workspace that is going to distract you, that doesn't pertain to the project that you're working on. Too much in your visual field is too distracting, and it can actually leave you feeling way more overwhelmed if you have other things to accomplish that are not related to the project that you're going to tackle right now. So make sure, even if you don't have time to organize it, just put it aside. You'll get to that later. Step 3, make your list. Write it all out, every last detail. Now, paper, chalkboards, whiteboards, they're great. But I'm going to encourage you to do this on your computer because in step 4, we're going to get it reorganized. So make sure you take a minute, pause the video, write it all out. Just get it all out of your head, and then that way you can think clearly about what your next steps are. Step 4, reorganize your list. Depending upon urgency and priority, we're going to reorganize your list in order of the most important at the top and not the easiest. Just check yourself on this one. A lot of times we want to do the easiest thing first because it's like, oh, I'm going to feel successful. Bam, 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 because those are easy, quick tasks. However, you need to make sure, even if it's the easiest, it has to be the most important, okay? So, prioritize them by most important to least important. The reason why I asked you to do it on the computer is because obviously it's a lot more easy to copy and paste things and move things around in a spreadsheet or a document than it is to have to write everything else out, okay? But by reorganizing your list, you're going to know exactly where to begin. And then you can go down the list one thing at a time. Now, doing this is essential to your success because then you won't be overwhelmed by reading your list over and over and over. That happens to me all the time. When I use paper, I write everything out, and then as you're crossing things off, you still have to read through everything. And it's too much for the mind. It's too much as a visual distraction, and it will actually lead you to getting more overwhelmed. So make sure that you prioritize it so that it's very easy to just go down one thing at a time, okay? Step 5, break time. Reward yourself with a small moment to stretch, get something to drink, water, coffee, green juice, and get ready for uninterrupted time to execute your list. This is super important to block out a chunk of time. That way you're not interrupted every 5-10 minutes or so by getting up or needing to answer things. So make sure you block out a chunk of time, and let's get started. Step 6, try and give yourself a deadline. For example, if it's 11 a.m. and you want to get the top 1 or 2 things done right away, set a deadline with a reasonable timeline to complete. So for example, if they are very important and they're big projects, give yourself 4 hours. Give yourself an hour, whatever it is that you think a realistic amount of time it is to complete, okay? That way you're not focused on wasting your time or getting distracted. The way to track your deadline best is on a timer. So commit to laser focus during that amount of time. And a lot of times it's better to kind of try and condense the time a little bit. So if you think it's going to take 4 hours, that's great. Take 4 hours, try and beat the clock. Doesn't mean to rush your work, but it does mean to create laser focus so you don't allow yourself to be distracted by anything. Okay? Number 7, confidence check. Check your confidence level. Now that you're working on your top priorities, check in with yourself and see how it's feeling. Is this process creating the feeling of being more overwhelmed or stressed or anxious? Are you feeling like you're rocking it and you're ready to accomplish it? If you're feeling good about it, then great. Keep up the motivated energy and move forward. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the sheer massiveness or pages of all you have to do, just cover up the rest of the list and only look at that first thing, that first task. Only allow yourself to look at that one thing. Until you execute it, don't move the cover over. I know that you know what's on your list, but it's kind of a mental trick. It's kind of a visual trick. So just try it. It totally works, okay? So you're going to focus on that one thing, and you're going to tell yourself you're just going to get to all those others later. Let go of that pressure and just focus on that one thing. You need the concentration to be able to finish that one thing and move forward. Spinning about how long your list is and how much things you have to do and how long it's going to take you will not help you at all. Okay? Tell yourself you can do it, and you will. Number 8, take one step at a time. That is how to get things done. We have been totally brainwashed into thinking that multitasking is the way to go. And thankfully, that myth has been totally busted, because multitasking actually lets us create more chaos in our life. We're constantly running around with the plates spinning. We're cooking and we're trying to answer an email and we're trying to make a phone call or make a calendar reminder. It's literally making us crazy. So if you're in that constant mode of doing more than one thing at a time, just allow yourself to stop and do one thing at a time. And trust me, it will make a difference for you. The other thing to consider is making sure that if you have a big project, that each step is broken down one thing at a time. You can create a lot more confidence this way too, because you won't forget about anything. You'll be able to really analyze how long that project will take you or that task will take you. And then as you check off each little item or each little step, it's going to make you feel so much better about being productive and getting things done. Number 9, if more details come up as you go through your list, which they always do, just add them to another sheet or put them in your computer in order of priority. Make sure that you've worked for a solid, productive 30 minutes to an hour, and then take a look at it and add new tasks in order of priority. Number 10, print out your list so you can check things off or cross them out. Or if you have a lot of additions, just keep them on the computer and highlight or don't highlight, or even just delete as you go. Checking things off, deleting things feels wonderful. And the further you get in accomplishing your list, the better and more confident you feel. You're making progress and it builds confidence, so enjoy that moment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like below and make sure to download the free printable. I have it linked below the video. And give me a comment. Did you get any aha moments out of this? I hope it helped you in some way, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!